Two people. Two icons. One ruled the world of music. The other became the most beloved royal in modern history. Michael Jackson and Princess Diana were among the most photographed and admired people on the planet. Everywhere they went, thousands of fans followed, cameras flashed endlessly, and every move became international news. At first glance, they couldn't have been more different. One was an American pop superstar. The other was the Princess of Wales. Yet behind the headlines, they shared something that very few people could understand. A life without privacy. A life where every smile, every mistake, and every personal moment belonged to the public. And according to Michael Jackson himself, that shared experience created an unexpected friendship. So what really happened between Michael Jackson and Princess Diana? Let's separate the facts from the myths. The date was July 16, 1988. London's Wembley Stadium was packed with more than 70,000 fans as Michael Jackson brought his legendary Bad World Tour to the United Kingdom. The atmosphere was electric. But backstage, Michael had another reason to be nervous. Among the special guests that evening were Prince Charles and Princess Diana. Meeting royalty was a rare experience, even for the biggest entertainer on earth. Michael later recalled that he was surprisingly shy before the introduction. When the royal couple arrived backstage, Michael presented Princess Diana with 2 miniature tour jackets for Princes William and Harry. It was a thoughtful gesture that reportedly made Diana smile immediately. According to Michael, the conversation became relaxed within minutes. There was no awkward formality. Instead, there was genuine warmth and curiosity. But one small detail has become one of the most famous stories from that night. Michael's concert included one of his biggest hits, Dirty Diana. Despite the title, the song was about a fictional groupie and had nothing to do with Princess Diana. Still, Michael worried that performing it in front of her might seem disrespectful. So he quietly removed the song from the setlist. Before the show, Princess Diana reportedly asked him a simple question. "Are you going to perform Dirty Diana?" Michael explained that he had taken it out because she was attending. Her response surprised him. She reportedly encouraged him to perform the song anyway. Michael later said he immediately put it back into the show. Whether every detail happened exactly that way is impossible to independently verify today, but Michael repeated the story several times over the years, and it became one of the most memorable moments associated with their meeting. It also revealed something unexpected. Princess Diana appeared to have a sense of humor and confidence that many people never saw in public. Most people saw Michael Jackson and Princess Diana as living completely different lives. One stood on concert stages. The other stood on palace balconies. But in reality, they shared many of the same struggles. Neither could walk through a shopping mall unnoticed. Neither could take their children to a park without photographers following them. Every rumor became front-page news. Every relationship was analyzed. Every appearance generated thousands of headlines. Michael often spoke about feeling isolated despite being surrounded by millions of fans. Princess Diana experienced similar pressures while living inside the royal family and dealing with intense media attention. Many biographers have described Diana as someone who felt trapped by constant public scrutiny. Michael expressed similar feelings throughout his career. That shared experience may explain why they connected so naturally. For perhaps the first time, each had someone who understood a level of fame almost impossible to imagine. Michael Jackson later claimed that he and Princess Diana stayed in contact after Wembley. According to him, they occasionally spoke by telephone. He described Diana as kind, caring, and someone who genuinely listened. Their conversations reportedly focused less on celebrity and more on ordinary life. Family. Children. Pressure. Loneliness. Although the exact details of those conversations have never been publicly documented by independent sources, Michael consistently spoke about Diana with admiration and respect. He never portrayed the relationship as romantic. Instead, he described it as a friendship built on mutual understanding. That distinction is important because many tabloid stories over the years attempted to create sensational narratives that neither Michael nor documented evidence supported. Another thing that connected them was charity. Princess Diana became famous for challenging public attitudes toward HIV and AIDS patients. At a time when fear and misinformation were widespread, she famously shook hands with patients without wearing gloves. The image became one of the defining photographs of her life. Michael Jackson built a similar reputation through children's charities, hospital visits, and humanitarian donations around the world. He frequently visited sick children before concerts and quietly supported organizations without seeking publicity. Both understood that their fame could be used for something bigger than entertainment or royal ceremonies. Their public images were different, but their humanitarian efforts often reflected the same message. Use influence to help people who cannot help themselves. On August 31, 1997, the world woke up to shocking news. Princess Diana had died following a car crash in Paris. Millions of people gathered outside Kensington Palace, leaving flowers, candles, and handwritten messages. The global reaction was unlike anything seen before. Michael Jackson was reportedly devastated. According to his own accounts, he became physically ill after hearing the news. He postponed one of his performances before eventually returning to the stage. When he finally performed, he dedicated the concert to Diana's memory. In later interviews, Michael remembered her as a genuinely compassionate person who treated him with kindness rather than as a celebrity. For someone who often felt misunderstood, that meant a great deal. Decades later, people continue to search for stories about Michael Jackson and Princess Diana. Part of the fascination comes from their extraordinary lives. Together, they represented unmatched fame. One was called the King of Pop. The other became known as the People's Princess. Yet their connection wasn't built on power or status. It appears to have been built on empathy. Both knew what it felt like to be surrounded by millions of people while still feeling completely alone. Both understood how exhausting constant public attention could become. And both dedicated large parts of their lives to helping strangers. Perhaps that is why their friendship continues to capture the imagination of fans around the world. Not because of scandal. Not because of rumors. But because it reminds us that even the most famous people on earth still need genuine friendship and understanding. Many stories surrounding Michael Jackson and Princess Diana have grown larger with time. Some have been exaggerated. Some remain impossible to verify. But the documented meeting at Wembley, Michael's public admiration for Diana, his gifts to her children, and his emotional reaction to her passing all point toward one undeniable fact. There was mutual respect between two of the 20th century's most recognizable figures. A pop icon. A princess. Two lives defined by fame. And a friendship that continues to fascinate the world decades later. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more untold stories about Michael Jackson and the biggest legends in history.